Okay, so I was watching the program last night, and I told my daughter, I said, you know what? Kenny has said that 1,000 times.
It's true.
1,000 times. He said that
yes.
1,000 times. I find that amazing, actually.
1,000 and probably
50?
other things. McDonald's
60?
too. I think I've called thousands of them. So stuff like that we do a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah, I would agree.
Well, I think we're on the 60s now. Probably 1,060s. We're getting up there in the 1,000s. It's the program, though, everybody. We're on TV here once a day, every day, for 1,000 days. Have you heard about that? And what happens here on the show? We're going to be talking for an hour.
Yep. For an hour.
Yeah, it's Monday, so we got Monday Dan here.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I am doing okay. I ended up working, doing a thing at work I don't normally do. Good times.
Yeah, what did you do?
Did a camera for the port commissioners.
Oh, yeah? Who's the port commissioner? I know Bird's really into the port for some reason. He's watching them. Yeah,
they're going to be dredging. There's 2 strips where they want to dredge.
What's dredging?
What they do is, and I listened to this, I'm utterly fascinated by it, and what they do is right along the side where the cranes are, ships park. But every time they open the dam and let water through from the lake, a surge of silt comes through, and it's been building up and building up and building up. And oh, nice. That was good.
Yeah.
Thank you. And so what has been happening is that the silt is getting higher and higher, and so ships can't park there because the silt is too high. They touch bottom, and they can't. So they want to dredge it up, and the silt is highly toxic, and dredging it up will stir up all kinds of shit, literally, but toxic materials that have been sloughing off the dock for years. Chemicals and, chemicals.
Gas and stuff?
Oil compounds, but they mostly float. Tar, maybe. There are some tars that won't float. And chemicals from the trees. Lumber that's treated, creosote, tons of creosote,
yeah.
tons and tons of that. So they got to dredge that up, and then they're going to go in container cars. I think 60. 60, and the container cars are lined, and it's taken off to a disposal thing. And
what are they going to do with it?
Yeah, and there's a pile of environmentalists that will be monitoring everything they do.
Probably Bird.
Yeah. Several organizations.
What are they going to do with all that dirt?
Well, you could essentially stick it in a great big oven, turn the oven, seal the oven, and turn it on to 900 degrees and keep it there, cook it for about 2 weeks, and any organic compounds will turn into oils.
Are they going to do that?
And all the metals will sink to the bottom. And so you'll have these layers, and it breaks down all the organic compounds into an oil-like fuel, actually. Tar, it's a tarry substance, and lighter ones are up higher. I read about this in 2 or 3 different science articles about disposing of garbage. And you stick it in a great big oven, you seal it tight, remove the oxygen, and heat it to 900 degrees, and sit there and let it cook. And all metals, all metals, they filter down to the bottom, and lighter organic compounds and that sort of thing float to the top. It's how a refinery works. So anyway.
But what are they going to do with the dirt from the sound, though? Maybe they're going to...
Well, once they do that, it is refined, essentially. And
that's what they're going to do with that stuff?
They scoop off the goo up top, and all of the toxic compounds have broken down. 900 degrees for 2 weeks. They break down. They do. So
Why don't they just spread it out? They can just push it, or they can just dump it. Just like 100 yards out into the sound again. That's where it is already.
Cooking will break down all pesticides and herbicides and complex chemicals, and anything complex breaks down to the simple, really simple molecules.
Yeah.
So that's what they started doing with turkeys. I think it was Jenny O. They had tons and tons of organic waste from turkeys. So this dude set up these giant ovens.
Turkey poop?
Turkeys. The turkey carcasses that they don't use.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, feathers. Yeah, so he sticks them in a giant oven, shoves them in there, and cooks it for 2 weeks. And there are pipes that run off the side of this oven. When it's all done doing its cooking, he pipes off oil, light oil, heavy oil, and then the metals go through the bottom one, and they get cooked again at a higher temperature, and they further separate into their elemental metals.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's highly profitable. And he's got a bunch. And it's a
Getting rid of a lot of turkeys.
Calcium,
Yeah.
potassium, salt, chlorine, sodium chloride. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. But they're all separated.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
All right. Well, how was the week here? Since last Monday, that was the last time you were here.
I had a very interesting week. I went to a wedding. That was cool. And the reception afterwards. And then I got to watch the Fabulous Downey Brothers, watch the whole show, and I hung out with them inadvertently after the show. They stayed after the show like an hour or two and just kind of wound down and stuff. Talked. And, yeah, it was odd. I felt like I was intruding.
You didn't feel like you're in the band?
Pardon? I was a groupie.
Yeah.
Well, I helped him carry equipment, so maybe I was, what?
A roadie.
Yeah, I was a roadie.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. So, did you ever meet Andrea? You met Andrea?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, she got married.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I knew about half the people there, maybe a third, half.
The groom half or the bride half, I mean? Or?
No, both halves.
Okay.
Well, I met them through either Andrea and or Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Friends of both of them. Family. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was nice. They got married in a little park with a fountain.
Fountains.
'Twas good. Yeah.
Well, how about you see anything on the streets?
Tons of pigeons.
Pigeons in Olympia? Or Tacoma?
Tacoma.
Yeah, there's not too many pigeons in Olympia.
They're just, you can just walk by them a foot away. They'll just walk by you. They're not, there's no fear.
They're very used to people.
Yeah. People don't try and eat them.
Yeah, because they're like rats, that's what they say.
Yeah, so I did that.
How come there's no pigeons in Olympia?
I sold a painting. Pardon?
Where are all the pigeons in Olympia?
There's a small flock.
Yeah.
But, it occurs to me that however much food is available for them, they're going to hang out if there's food for them. And so Olympia must not have a lot of garbage in the streets or whatever it is that they eat. Yeah.
I haven't seen them too much. They're supposed to be very smart. You can do that carrier pigeon stuff with them, but now they're just rats.
With wings?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. They won't attack you, though. They're passive.
They might try to get your food, though. What if you're eating? They're not going to try to steal your food out of your hands?
Oh, they might.
Yeah.
I had a friend with a dove, which is essentially a kind of pigeon.
Oh, yeah?
Hybrid pigeon of some kind. Yeah. And it would peck food out of my hand. It wouldn't hurt, but I mean, it was it was a good firm little pinch.
Mm-hmm. Would it steal your food though if you still wanted it, or you had to?
It never tried that I was aware of. He never thieved on my food that I was aware of. So I hold no ill will to him whatsoever.
Hey, look at that.
I think it's time to roll some dice. And I'm projecting 3s.
Charlie gets a 3. I'm gonna find a pen here. I'll write down the numbers here. Charlie gets a 3.
I got a pen if you don't.
Here, I got one.
Oh, what am I going to pick? What number? What number?
You heard about the dice game, Charlie? He's over here to check it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Here we go. Let's roll the dice. We're gonna roll 1 to start off with. That's a 4. I lost.
And well, it was almost a 3.
Charlie, you lost 2.
I almost won 500 points.
You're
Almost.
almost, but you know, almost is just as far away as not at all. We got some messages here.
Yeah, it might as well be a mile away as you mean.
Yeah. Looks like Dan Dobler left us a message.
Dan Dobler.
Dan Dobler. Early in the morning. 6 a.m.
Oh, that's not for you, Charlie. That's not for you.
Charlie wants some snacks, huh?
Oh, yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about Fukushima.
Oh, okay. Let's listen to this message and maybe we'll call Dan back too and you can hear about Fukushima.
I can't hardly hear him.
Hi, Katie. This is Dan. Sorry I missed your call. But you can call me back again. Bye.
All right, let's call Dan back
Okay.
and then we'll hear about all the science stuff.
Yeah. Science. Well, I was already talking turkey. Talking turkey. Okay, so
What are they? I mean,
4.
cooking all that turkey to get fuel out of it.
Well, the idea was to break the turkey down into their oily components, and he gets oil out of them, and it's great for diesel.
But then you have to use, like, what fuel do you use to burn the turkeys in the first place?
Yeah, exactly.
So then you just get more diesel, but
Well, if the oven is highly insulated, you could keep it at that temperature for a long time. You have to get it that high and then just maintain the temperature. So yeah, whatever fuel you get should be actually more than it takes from the fuel that you get out. But the company was happy to let this guy set up shop there and do it. It's costing them tons of money trying to dispose of that.
Please leave a message at the beep. Thanks. Bye.
So he was doing them a favor, and it was highly successful.
Hey, Dan. It's a program. Thanks for calling us back. You can call us back again in about 45 minutes if you want to come on the show or be on the show today. All right, thank you. All right, what about the science stuff then?
Okay, Fukushima. Okay, so, excuse me. These were 2 Chernobyl meltdowns that happened, and the media was
what
all...
is that though?
Essentially, you have these fuel rods that get crazy stupid hot because slow neutrons are going back and forth, and it's causing a slow fission process which generates tons of heat. So they dip these, well actually they're little balls that are stuck in these rod shapes, and they're kept in this water. And it superheats the water. This water goes through a tube, superheats other water that doesn't actually physically touch it, and that water is superheated, and that water is driven through turbines to generate electricity. So that's how it works. So you have to keep circulating the water that fuel rods are in. You have to keep recirculating it. And when there is an event like 3 Mile Island where some valve gets stuck or something, I think that's what happened. Or in this case, Fukushima, there's an earthquake and it cut off the electricity to keep the pump running. The water...
Electric power plant didn't have electricity.
Pardon?
Electric power plant didn't have electricity.
Yeah.
It couldn't use its own electricity.
Yeah, that was a bad tsunami. That really did some damage. It hit them in unexpected ways.
Yeah.
Because really you should expect the unexpected, but you're not expecting it. So how can you expect that? So
Yeah.
anyway, so what happens is this water becomes super stupid hot, and the pressure eventually blows up the little internal container or cracks it or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the steam escapes, these rods go up to 1,000 degrees.
Yeah.
They get way hot, and they melt the cement, they melt the steel, they melt everything, and they just go in there. And so what they did is they just dump in seawater
Yeah.
to try and keep them cool, to keep these rods from melting further. And they're still doing it. They have to keep on doing it. Otherwise, it will melt deeper and deeper and deeper into the earth.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Where do they get all that stuff in the first place? The hot stuff.
Oh, the uranium?
Yeah.
Plutonium? Well, they mine the ore, which is kind of rare, but they refine it in centrifuges. And then they just refine it and refine it and refine it until they get a whole bunch of it. And then they irradiate it with, I think, fast neutrons. And these neutrons stick to it. And they add extra neutrons. And the more neutrons they add, it changes to a heavier form of uranium called plutonium. It adds these, it becomes another element, and it has a longer half-life, and it makes for more consistent, hotter fuel.
Whoa.
Yeah. So what happened with Fukushima, two of these events happened, meltdowns. That's what happened in Chernobyl. Chernobyl, I think I'm not sure if it was a valve or if there was one of these pipes that feeds the water broke, something. It was some sort of catastrophic fail and major meltdown. So, and the media was very much reporting on what happened. There was a lot of media coverage on this. Fukushima, you don't hear anything. I mean, you watch TV, you watch the commercials, you don't hear anything about it. There's been reports, but the big media doesn't report it. So what has been happening is steam has been rising. As they pour this water in it, steam rises. The steam has gone up and made its way into the clouds, and the Gulf Stream has carried it over everywhere from California to Alaska.
Mm-hmm. Radioactive steam.
Yeah. It's not very intense. It's not super radioactive, but rain builds up. It eventually, the rain comes down on the ground, and eventually it accumulates because it's a metal, and it's always toxic. It's always hot. It's always giving off alpha particles and beta particles and gamma rays.
Are we getting radioactive rain then? Is it?
Yeah, slightly. It's ever so slightly. Now, what has happened also is they built a reef around this area. They built this really, really deep reef to contain the waters that were spilling through, and they would just, I don't know what they would do with it. They thought it would just be self-contained. But it's been leaking. This is 2 meltdowns.
Yeah.
Older people have volunteered to go and work on the containment and fixing it because they know it will get them, but they don't want young people to go in. Very, very awesome. That kind of amazes me. They willingly go somewhere knowing it's going to kill them quickly, not nicely.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so the currents that travel along southeast Japan
it's info time.
have been flowing in the currents of the Pacific.
Now it's info time.
hear some answers to some frequently asked questions about the program. You're watching it right now. It's called Your Daily Hour with me. It's a call-in television talk show filmed right here in Thurston County every day, 7 days a week, 305 days a year. Every night, 11:30 on TCTV Channel 22. Episode of the week you're watching was filmed previous week. If you were watching at 2 a.m., this episode was taped the same day of the month of the previous year. You can also watch any episode of the program on YouTube. Anyone can be on the program, especially you. Your Daily Hour relies on community for content, so give us a call at 360-836-4384 and leave a message, and we'll call you back on the next episode. Thank you for watching, and now, back to the program. I did better.
All right.
I did better. Okay, so that's what's happening. So our waters, they're saying all fish in the Pacific are exposed to this radiation. More so than the rain, because the rain is just from steam, whereas this is radioactive. Very there's lots of uranium and plutonium and other elements. Because what happens is when uranium breaks in half, and that's what it does, it splits, and it gives off a bunch of other stuff. It has what are called daughter atoms, or daughter cells, or daughter products. Because you have the uranium or the plutonium, and then when it breaks, you get a lead and a polonium, or something like this, a larger radioactive element and a smaller, somewhat radioactive element. And
lead is radioactive?
There are some, yeah. There's some. They're called isotopes. And essentially you can have, for example, you can have helium-3. Now normally helium has 2 neutrons and 2 protons and 2 electrons. Helium-3 has an extra neutron. And so helium-3 is technically radioactive, but that extra neutron is fairly stable. But if you do stuff to it, you can release a neutron. So it's good for radioactive purposes. So you can have lead with extra neutrons, and if it gets another proton, it's a different element, but it has extra neutrons. And when there's too many neutrons, the thing is kind of unstable, and it breaks apart, and it's got a half-life. Like some things have a half-life of half a second. Other things have half-lives of an hour. And that's what it is you have a lump of this pure material, and half of it breaks down, half of it decays into daughter elements within a certain period of time. So if I have a lump of denanomium, right, and it's got a half-life of an hour, in an hour I'll have half of it will be denanomium, and the other half will be kenium and fredium.
Yep.
And they will be unstable, and they will break into other ones. And generally the way it works is the more they break down, the shorter their half-life. Generally. So, some have longer, but the uranium, that's nasty stuff, that stays toxic, radioactive toxic for tens of thousands of years.
Wow.
Yeah. It's bad stuff. Nuclear power is not clean, and it's not green. Well, it's kind of bluish. It doesn't glow green, it's bluish.
You can see it glow?
Yeah, it's called Cherenkov radiation.
Well, you don't want to see that, though. I think if you see it, you're too close.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe video.
Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is there's nothing that we can do about it. Here's this nasty toxin that's in the water and in the rain.
You vaginal.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing we can do about it.
It's not in our jurisdiction, or it's already happened.
It's floating in the water, radiating the fish. Yep.
We gotta.
Yep.
We gotta get.
So this particular thing. Also, the other part of it too is that there's a point at which a fuel rod doesn't get as hot as they need it to get, and it's called spent. And that spent rod is still hot, but the amount of plutonium has decayed such that it isn't generating the kind of heat that they need.
Mm-hmm.
So they stick them in storage tanks, and these are tanks with the rods sitting in them, and the water circulates, and it heats stuff, but it doesn't get nearly as hot. And they store them there for 10 years. Right? Yeah, they store them for 10 years.
Yeah.
So, and then they find a very deep mountain. And then they take them into that deep mountain a mile. And what they'll do is they'll take the fuel rods and fuse them into a glass, and then stick that into a triple steel container, and then just bury them.
Why don't they spread it out?
Oh, they should. But, radiation likes company.
Yeah.
Yeah. So politically, solar is very popular there now. There are strong forces that want to shut the rest of the nuclear plants. And there are others in Japan that are along the coast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you have abundant supply of water that you can just circulate and keep things cool. That never touches anything radioactive. It doesn't get hot at all. It's good liquid coolant.
So it's popular in Japan, huh? The nuclear power plants are?
Every single plant like these is next to a river or a lake or a sea.
Mm-hmm.
They need tons of water. Hanford's a little different, but I think it's right next to a small river. Yeah, and Hanford was more of a research and production facility rather than a nuclear reactor. They build shit there in Hanford.
All right, well, hey, Mr. Ginsu left a bunch of messages again.
Do you know how many?
We'll listen to a couple of them. I haven't counted yet, but we'll listen to...
Hey, you vaginal infested blood fart. Sorry, you come infested vaginal blood fart. You call me back now.
Blood fart.
Later.
Blood fart. That would be awful.
Yeah. That was his first message. That was from 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. and he called again throughout the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
Speaking of Japan and nuclear things, I would like to talk about the 2 bombs. People don't know about that.
What, A-bombs?
Yeah, the two that America dropped.
Yeah, Dan's a Canadian, so he's gonna,
America. No, that's mocking George Bush's accent.
Oh, okay.
That's what that is. That's a mockery. America. I think it sounds funny, actually. America.
My name is your daily hour with me, and you can call me the program.
That was from Bird.
Fascinating.
But yeah, and all the rest of the messages are Ginsu messages, so... yeah, well, you see anything on anything current news-wise there, man?
Current.
Mm-hmm. New news?
Yeah. Okay, so I talked about the attempted abduction in my apartment complex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, kids. There's no kids playing out in the parking lot. There's not been since that. None.
Their mothers are keeping them indoors.
They're starting to venture out now. It's been a week.
That is dangerous.
you found the other one.
I found the other shoe was here somehow.
What the hell?
Well, where is the...
That's crazy. Okay.
The count, you see the calendar for...
Yeah, stick it up here.
Oh, okay.
So, news. I was going to talk about this.
Oh, so Carl is scheduled for tomorrow, so we're going to call him too. Hey, halfway through the
I
program.
can't think of any news.
All
Are you
right.
talking science news?
Well, that's fine then. Here, let's roll these dice.
All right.
We're gonna do 2 this time. Last time we rolled a 4. If you're watching
So
viewers,
there's the 4 right there. So we'll set that aside and do blue and a white one.
here we go. Oh, 5 and 1. I lost.
Oh.
We all lost again. So
I'm a loser.
well, here we go. Let's call Carl. He's scheduled for tomorrow, but you can keep talking about your science stuff, I guess. Also,
Trying to think. Voyager. Talked about that a few weeks ago. The rover. I haven't read anything about the rover lately. It's heading up the mountain. I haven't heard much.
mountain on Mars.
Well, no, it's the central bulge of an ancient crater. It's a really, really old crater, and so they're going to have this rover, Curiosity, go kind of around. It's not a real sharp, jagged crater. It's old, and it's somewhat weathered, so it's very rounded. Not a super big incline. Yeah. So.
Oh, Carl's not answering. We'll leave him a message here.
Maybe he's on his way.
Try to get through his message machine.
At the tone,
What are they looking
please
for in the
record your
crater?
message. When you have finished recording,
Evidence
hang up
of
or press
life.
1 for more options.
Hey, Carl, it's the program.
Carl, it's us calling you, Carl. Carl.
You're scheduled.
I know you're listening. You're listening to this right now.
You're scheduled for tomorrow. You can call us back. You have about 25 minutes.
Call us back, yo. Okay, so Mars. What else?
How come we just don't have tons of those robot things out there in space? It's like, how come there's only like 2 or 3?
Because we're dipshits. Actually, we have quite a few. We have like 3 telescopes, 3 space telescopes that are orbiting.
Yeah.
Spitzer, Hubble, Kepler. There might be one more. They're launching one called Gaia here in about 2 weeks. And Gaia will look at and get detail information about individual stars. And it'll pick stars throughout the galaxy. The idea is to try and characterize the distance of stars. And every time they do this, the last one they did was called Corot, whatever, and it just it got the parallaxes of like 100,000 stars, and it discovered like at least a dozen stars that are very, very close to our sun. Most of them red dwarfs.
Yeah.
But it does the parallax. So you can get a sense of the distance of a star.
Uh-huh.
And then that gives you more information because you know its distance. And then you can say, oh, it's that bright. And it's this color. And you can characterize what kind of star it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Yeah. So that's going up. We have a little probe with an ion engine, and it's traveling to the largest asteroid in the asteroid belt.
We're
So,
going to
Ceres.
investigate it.
Ceres, yeah. Oh, yeah. It
has gravity.
Oh, yeah.
It's enough gravity for the thing to land on it.
Yeah, it's 1,000 miles in diameter. That's pretty big. I'm stealing chips. Is that
You
okay?
can have a lot of them.
Really?
How big does the thing have to be to have gravity? Those comets have gravity out there, the littler ones, or?
Every large body is going to have some kind of gravity.
Yeah.
You know, something the size of a mountain may barely have enough gravity to hold you to it.
Oh yeah.
if you go to jump just a little, yeah, you just jump right off of it. You couldn't jump off the moons of Mars, Phobos and Deimos. One of them's pretty big, but they're still smaller than Ceres. They're a few hundred miles in diameter. They're not that big. Which they believe are captured asteroids, and eventually they will. Yeah, eventually they will crash into Mars. Eventually, their orbits are spiraling inwards, unless they adjust their orbits. They could do that. Attach little ion engines. There is a probe orbiting Saturn right now called Cassini. And it sent a little parachute dude to the largest moon, Titan.
Yeah.
Which is bigger than Ceres. We have a moon. We have a probe headed to Pluto. It'll be there in a couple of years. There's one orbiting Mercury right now.
Neptune's gas planet, so it's going to go right through it or something. If they land, they can't land on Neptune, right?
What?
If they land on Neptune, it just gets sucked into it, right? Because it's gas.
No.
Both
Neptune and Uranus have a rocky center. They have a rocky core.
Oh.
But I don't know. They don't know. What they need to do is send a probe out to both of them and scan it. Orbit the thing and scan it and check out its moons.
This is another Mr. Ginsey message. He left quite a few of them.
Hello, Daily Hour. This is Lewis. Yes, hello, and you can call me back. Bye.
Mr. Ginsey is making Lewis jokes.
Lewis jokes? How was that a Lewis joke?
He said, "This is Lewis." You didn't hear that?
No.
He's leaving short ones. These are all pretty short messages instead of usual.
Well, thank you,
3-minute
Mr.
long messages. Yeah.
Thank you for not blowing up his phone.
Only back for the next half hour. I'm coming down there and I'm gonna kick you so hard you wearing your ass for a hat.
Threats, Lewis jokes and threats.
He's in a good mood.
Yeah. You can tell by the threats. This one is from 1:40 a.m. This one's a little bit longer.
Well, I gotta say, I'm grateful they're not like, dismemberment threats, right? They're just threats to kick me in a body part that I don't have.
Yeah.
Which is highly amusing. However...
Hey, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's that?
What the fuck, over?
Oh, okay.
Roger that.
Oh, bitch. Anyway, I just want to call you and tell you something about don't make me come down there and kick you in your poontang.
Oh, man.
I won't
you wear your ass for a hat.
I won't make you. I promise I won't make you.
All right, that was another message, and he left a couple more, too.
I just got to say I'm grateful that he's not threatening to, sever limbs or something.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Ginsey. Don't do that, please.
Yeah, that would suck.
We're getting close to the commercial break here. I think when we get back from commercial break, maybe we'll hear more about the science stuff with Paul Frey, the producer. It's also Jewish week this week. So Rosh Hashanah is coming up pretty soon. It's in 2 days for the viewers there.
What do people do for that?
Hey.
I almost ate all your
Hey,
chips.
You can finish them. I didn't too many.
What the fuck, over?
All right, that was his whole
Roger
message
that.
this time. Rosh Hashanah, what you do, you eat apples and honey.
Oh.
That's what
That could work for me.
I heard, so.
I could work with that.
Hey, it's time for commercial break. Here it is.
1. Now it's time for a commercial break.
Dance, Oli, dance.
Oh yeah.
Dance, Oli, dance.
Oh yeah.
Live TV dance party. First Friday of each month.
I
8
danced
p.m.
at the
to
reception.
9 p.m.
There were people dancing. I danced with them.
TCTV Studio A. 440 Yager Way. Oh yeah.
Delicious. It was all food I could eat too. No dairy. The woman that cooked it can't do dairy, so she makes it all vegan. Or just dairy free. She can eat meat, but she chooses not to, so it was all completely vegetarian. It was good.
Coming up tomorrow,
On the program.
some message from the future I call.
At 11:30 p.m.
Yeah, it's the commercial.
Yeah, Charlie's been getting kind of, well, he's been kind of digging at couches. We talked to DJ Drunk Dan
And Freddie.
a little bit of Freddie.
Hey, I'm on the phone still. Thanks for the commercial. And
Yes, sir.
keep watching the program.
11:30. Hey. Oh, and Carl's back after 8 days, so yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're back. Did you miss us? I'll bet you did.
Yeah.
I just know it.
We're back from the commercial break. Did you have a good commercial break, viewers? Did you,
It was refreshing, and met with my satisfaction.
did you take a stretch? Did you get a snack,
Me?
viewers?
Yeah. Did you rush to the bathroom? Okay, that's good, Charlie. Come on, you're good.
Oh, she's looking for food in the cracks of the crotch now.
Well, there's sharp things.
There's sharp things in there, Charlie. Don't get cut.
Oh, okay, that's just sharp plastic.
I think it's okay.
Yeah. You wanna lay down?
Charlie, sit. Sit. Sit.
Come on, Charlie.
Charlie, sit. Want this? Sit. Good boy.
Yeah.
Good boy. There he goes. Okay, let's call Freddie the producer and find out how the production end is going.
Okay, so where was I? We were out in space.
Yeah, talking about moons and...
There are two functioning rovers on Mars right now. There is two orbiters orbiting Mars. One orbiter is crazy awesome. It's the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, and what it is that the rovers on Mars only have to send their signal to the orbiter. And the orbiter has a super crazy awesome camera, and it takes highly detailed pictures of the entire surface of Mars.
Yeah.
And
Hey, Freddie.
How's it going there in the studio so far tonight?
it's going, but it has stopped for an hour while we talk, and then it will continue on as soon as the program is over. That's the going of it. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Did I make any sense? Not really,
No,
huh? Not really. How are you doing?
How am I doing? I'm doing fine. I don't have too much to report other than program, background tape news, or not background tape news, but production and news. We've gotten pretty far ahead in terms of getting the YouTube up there, so we might start uploading YouTube earlier than we have been. In the past, we've kind of been doing it along with the same cycle as the TV broadcasting part, but now I think we're going to try to keep it as close ahead as we possibly can. So maybe even like uploading the tape for the episode that's filmed yesterday. So check on the YouTube there for that. If you
Whoa.
want us to viewers.
We're going straight to
Yeah,
the internet.
Yeah.
Great. Wow.
So if you viewers on TV, if you're watching and you want to see it on TV, don't watch those new episodes. If you want to wait for it to be on TV, it'll ruin it for you because
You get them on YouTube first.
Oh.
yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
So if you guys are maybe having a problem with that, you can call in. If you guys are, not able to control yourself, and you don't watch it first.
Yeah, if you have no
Yeah.
TV self-control, then don't do that thing.
Sometimes self-control is hard,
Yeah,
Control
I know it. I know it.
But now you can, watch one on TV and then you think, I have to know what happens next. You can probably find that very next episode online already.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, at the end of every episode, it's a cliffhanger.
Yeah. What's happening next?
Yeah. Because it just
So what
stops. Yeah, it just stops, and suddenly, what's going to happen? So, yeah, you have to watch the next one.
Yeah. You gotta get a murder mystery.
Yeah, 1,000 sequels.
Who did it? I'll
Uh,
tell you later. Hey,
Yeah.
Freddie, you see anything on the news? Any new news?
No new news as far as I know. It's haven't been keeping up to date on my news, I guess. You guys been talking about anything for the Steam Week?
Dan? Oh, it's Jewish week, yeah. Because we're going to be doing Rosh Hashanah.
See, I know about Hanukkah.
Uh-huh.
And
Passover.
Yeah, I know about that.
Rosh Hashanah is the new year.
And I know what a dreidel is.
Rosh
I don't
Hashanah
think
is
they do
New
that
Year.
for
Pardon, Freddie?
I said I don't know if they do dreidels on Rosh Hashanah or not.
No, I don't think so. I think it's only for Hanukkah. It's New Year. That's what the Rosh Hashanah is. It's kind of like a Jewish New Year as far as I can understand. And
Did they blow off fireworks?
no, eat apples and honey.
Oh. No fireworks? Your New Year's needs to have fireworks.
I
of
mean,
some
I think
kind.
fireworks is pretty new. Like, Jewish stuff is old-timey.
Well, I suppose you could just throw candles around or something.
Throw them. Just light stuff on fire and throw it. That's pretty good for...
Well, just a candle, right? And just, throw it at some other person, across the yard.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
candles.
throw it in bushes and stuff. I would see that.
I don't know. I'm being silly. I am silly, so.
All right. Well, thanks, Freddie.
Yeah, thanks you guys. Keep on. What do you guys? What's the main topic for today? You guys have a topic yet? How far are you in?
I talked about turkey processing.
Oh, you know what?
I talked about Fukushima.
Oh yeah, Fukushima. I heard about that.
It's Patriot Week for the viewer to call in though. If you're watching this on TV, don't call in about Jewish Week. Call in about Patriot Week.
Oh right, Patriot Week.
Patriot Week, which is going to be next Sunday for us. It's this Sunday for us because while we're taping this, viewer. So if you're watching this right now, call in about Patriot Week.
What do you do on Patriot Week?
We're not sure
Talk
yet.
about Patriot.
Yeah, be patriotic. Talk about patriots. It's based around Patriot Day.
I walk around with a flag, right? I just carry a flag around.
Sure.
Well, I mean, on the flag, if it's if you have taken the flag into your heart, don't just wave a flag around all willy-nilly, and it's got to be for purpose.
You have to believe.
Yeah, that's the power of the flag. It's in the belief. What's Patriot Day for? Because that's what Patriot Week is based around.
Yeah, it's sort of a magnified version of Patriot Day.
But I think we should not even find out what it is until next week.
Right.
Patriot Week.
Maybe one of the viewers knows while we're here, and they can call us.
Yeah, if you know what it is about, call in, because you're calling about Patriot Week, but we're not talking about, we're talking about Jewish Week this week. Hey, look, it's time for the final dice game.
Hey, Freddie, pick a number.
Oh, okay, I will. I'll pick the number 3.
Oh,
Charlie,
wow.
okay?
It's three threes today. Freddie, Dan, and Charlie all with 3.
There
Oh,
are two
my
other
goodness.
dice.
We need one more. You got them? Okay. We need one more.
Yeah, the skull one. You fall down.
One more dice. Where's the last one? Here's one. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
So what number did you pick, Freddie?
Freddie picked a 3 also, so there's 3 of you with 3s now.
Okay, 3, power 3.
Oh, man. I think you should re-roll. Yeah, re-roll those ones. That one's a 5, so
whoa,
nobody
why
won on that one
did-
again. Dan rolled them onto a bunch of cords and stuff, so it didn't even really land on the ground, on any kind of even ground at all. So now Dan's picking the dice up. He's gonna re-roll. Oh, you lost them, huh?
Lost the dice?
Yeah, in this pile of cords and stuff down here. Now he's searching through the piles.
There we go. Okay.
All right, here we
How
go.
will we ever play the dice now?
Oh, go to number 1. Number 1.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. No, that was a 5. One's a 5 already. You rolled the 5.
Sorry.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, 3 and 6. You guys won.
Yay!
All 3 of you won. Charlie, Dan,
Great.
and Freddie, you guys all won.
3, 1, 3.
I didn't win.
Well, good team. Nice work there, team.
You guys want to share? Charlie, you want to share? Or you want to battle?
I feel like sharing.
Dan, I leave it up to you because you're the one when the battlers share.
I feel like sharing.
Charlie probably. I think Charlie can share. If it was food, he wouldn't want to share. But if it's points, I don't think he cares.
Yeah. 3 and 3. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, there are 3 winners, 3 numbers. You know, there's 3 of them. Mix of 3.
Have you ever seen a praying mantis, Dan?
Yeah, I picked one up.
You did? Where?
Had it in my hand.
Where?
And then people told me afterwards, "Hey, you should put that down."
Where in the world, though?
I was in California, Sacramento.
Yeah.
I saw it sitting in the grass, and I'm like, "Oh, this is cool." I didn't know that they have the most terrible bites ever.
They do?
Oh yeah, they have super powerful giant. Their whole head is a giant jaw,
Uh huh.
and they literally
Whoa.
will snip the heads off of other bugs.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Well, what? Would they?
Yeah,
Are they
they're-
poisonous or anything?
No.
Oh, they can't bite that much. Then they're pretty small.
Well, they jump and they leap on their prey, and then they grab it and they just start.
Yeah, but their prey is so small. I don't think they can really hurt you too
Well,
much.
I think it could have felt threatened and bit me.
And then it would just be a little irritated.
Well, then I would go, "Ah!" and it would go flying and dead.
Yeah.
I think it probably knew that. That's why it didn't mess with me.
Yeah.
But I had no idea. Yeah, I picked one up. I thought it was pretty cool looking. Oh, a praying mantis. I'd never seen one before.
I don't know if he even knows to bite you. It's probably just like, what is happening?
Yeah. I don't imagine anyone ever picked it up.
Yeah.
I was unafraid, so maybe it didn't smell my fear. So who donated this picture, this,
Lazy Horse.
the shepherd?
Lazy Horse says it's a self-portrait.
Doubtful.
What?
Well, it's a shepherd, and the shepherd is barefoot, which is interesting. He's wearing red and blue robes, which the red robe is interesting. He is carrying a baby sheep, and all the other adult sheep are all looking up and checking him out. And it applies to, there's a story that Jesus told about the good shepherd, and essentially this good shepherd would leave the flock and go find the lost lamb and bring the lost lamb home. And that's what made him a good shepherd.
Is that Jesus?
Yeah.
Jesus is the shepherd.
He is referred to as the good shepherd, and that's where that story comes from. So, and that's an act of you go out of your way and you help
Babies.
the young innocent ones.
Help babies.
Yeah.
Baby sheep.
Yep. Yeah, and so he's referred to as the shepherd.
Help the sheep.
Yeah. Yeah, and all this he's referred to as the shepherd.
He's gonna save us because we're sheep. The
Yeah.
people, I mean, that's the thing, and that we're all sheep.
Yeah.
Isn't that the thing
You know
you
what
say,
sheep are good for, don't you?
Following.
3 things.
But you always say
Sheep-
people are as like, oh, look at you sheep, but they like, you know, as far as religion and stuff goes, people call them sheep all the time. But they even call themselves sheep in this metaphor, it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, he referred to himself as a shepherd and to his disciples as his flock.
Oh, what? So you're supposed to not want to be a sheep, you know? Don't be a sheep.
Well,
anybody.
back in the day, the sheep were good for wool and sacrifices
Uh-huh.
and meat.
Yeah.
So
Don't be a
Food,
sheep.
too. I mean, eat them, right?
They do what?
You eat they're good for wool sacrifices, but mostly for food, right? I mean, didn't they eat them?
well, the idea is that
What's the difference between a lamb and a sheep?
a lamb is a baby sheep.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So they
A kid, as they're referred to. They're referred to as kids.
The lamb. So when you eat lamb, like the food, they're always babies.
Yeah, baby sheep.
How come you don't eat the adult
Oh,
sheep?
what?
The adult sheep are called mutton.
Oh.
Mutton? I always
Yeah.
thought that was some kind of a Scottish thing.
It's the difference between beef and veal. Veal is baby calf.
Yeah, I don't.
Baby cow.
I don't even know if I've ever eaten veal before, but I've eaten.
Yeah,
like
you
beef.
probably have.
But they don't tell you.
There are certain dishes in restaurants that they make with veal. And it's just more tender and more it's younger, fresher. I don't know. It's supposed to be better. I don't know if there's a difference.
But they never. I don't
could
think I've
never
ever
tell.
had mutton before. I've had a lot of lamb though. I didn't know that lamb and sheep were the same.
I've had more lamb than I've had mutton. I don't think I've ever had mutton, but I've maybe not had veal, but definitely lamb and beef. So it's funny that you eat the old cows and the young lamb.
I have looked at the mutton in like Top Foods and Safeway and stuff, and it's whoa that light. Whoa. Okay, so the mutton is extremely fatty. It's not like it's extremely marbled. Have you ever seen like a cut of pork that there's just tons and tons of fat in it? They're these poor quality cuts. Well, the mutton that I've seen in like Top Foods is just it's I don't know. It doesn't look good at all. I imagine I'd have to go to a butcher shop or something.
Oh wait,
So-
1 minute left. It's the end of the show. We made it through the whole
So
episode.
you guys are starting on TV right now. I'm from where I am in my living room. The show just got on. You guys last year, so we're at production and did.
Oh, is it just starting now?
So goodbye, viewers.
What's the title of last week's episode? Bye. Well, thanks.
Hey.
Thanks, Mr. Ginsu. Thanks, Dan Dobler, and other.
Thank you, space probes. They're out there. They're really, really out there. They are.
They're out there. Truthfully, out there too.
They tried launching a solar sail. It didn't quite work out. They want to make a habitat, an inflatable habitat, and so they've launched 2 demo models, and they've been up there for a couple of years, and they're still good. They're still inflated, fully pressured. Yeah. They want to have space things that are these inflatable deals. And they have this ultra super crazy Kevlar for shielding. Thank you, all the interwebs. Thank you, Things Road.
Cool, you guys want to be on the field? Do anything, can everyone
Where
know?
am I up there?
You're in there, third line.
There I am.
Right on. Thanks, USA.
Right next to Dale.
Washington State, Thurston County. Thanks, Dale. Thanks to thebaby.com.
Thank you, baby.
Mr. Bob, thank you.
Mr. Ball, tell me about
E.
future. Is this right?
TCTV, there you are.
I'm saying something.
Thanks, viewers, if you're watching.
Sure.
Thank you. Hell yeah, dog. Hell yeah.